Hi guys, I'm Andy and I'm here to bring you all things Monday to makeup related. If that's your vibe, I'd love it if you'd subscribe and be part of my little slice of the internet. And in today's video, I am bringing you my February update to the Pile of Shame project pan. So if you want to hear the palette that I've been working on and the progress we've made, let's just get on into it. If you don't know what this project is about, it's using Sophie Alexandra's Big Fat Eyeshadow Rules to help me determine what palettes need to stay in my collection. I pick a palette at random and I create a few looks with it. Really just depends on the palette. And then I score the palette based on criteria, which is color, story, versatility, quality, and personal ranking. If it gets a 10 out of 20 or less, it is an automatic declutter. So we were working on the Lethal Cosmetics, my custom palette, which looks like this, and it's what's on my eyes today. So I used everything here, just didn't use these three shades. So we're gonna call this palette done. I am going to use these three shades because I want to no pan left behind this, but for the sake of this project, we're gonna call it done because I used this whole 9 pan and I have my feelings. So, this shade, Unity, it's fine. It just isn't as dark as I wanted it to be. And it took some building to get it there, even here. So I don't know, it's just not what I wanted out of the shade. Then we went into Wisteria, this shade here. This was garbage. Very pretty color, but it literally was patchy, wouldn't blend, just absolute trash. Hate that shade. Then we went into Dahlia, and that shade's gorgeous. Blended great, really pretty purple, like absolutely stunning. This is my favorite matte that I used. And then we went into Crossroads, which I feel like didn't do anything. It's the very top pink shade, and I just feel like I don't even see it. So the only matte I really enjoyed was this shade. This was fine, but nothing to write home about. I don't love this matte formula. I'm going to be honest. And I feel like I've heard that from a lot of people, that like Lethal Cosmetics mattes are not it. But for shimmers, I started with Retrograde here, which is what's on my outer corner. And it is like a deeper purple to green shifty shade. Gorgeous. Then I went into Heather, which is just a nice pink. Then I went into Flourish, which is this one right here, which is basically the same shift as Retrograde, but brighter. So it's the same like purple to green, but it's a brighter base. And then I went into Pioneer, which has like a bluey purple shift. This was my least favorite shimmer out of the 5 that I used because it wasn't as shiny. It's not as shifty. And then I went into Europa, which is what's on my inner corner. And like that one pops. I really like that shade. So I think the shimmers are nice. They're very smooth. They're very easy to put on. I think that they're pretty. I don't know. I'm a little annoyed because I spent a pretty penny making this palette and I don't love it. And that's upsetting. So obviously I still need to try these 3, which I will. So first score, Color Story. I'm ranking it a 4. I made this palette, so it's going to have a high Color Story score, which a 4 is very inspired. I like it. For versatility, I give it a 2 because I only think it's kind of versatile. You're going to get a purple look or maybe a yellow look. For quality, I gave it a 4, and I gave it great quality just because of the shimmers. The shimmers are great. And then personal ranking, I did give it a 5 for personal ranking because it's 100% in my comfort zone, because I can work with the mattes even though they're crappy. Like, I can work with them. I could make them, I made the look fine. They weren't hard to work with. Besides this shade, that was hard to work with. But the shimmers were easy. Like, it's good. It was fine. So it got a 15 out of 20, which means I can keep it. Which, as of right now, I'm going to keep it. So after I try these yellows, my biggest decision, don't mind Blazemere, will be, do I depot the shades that I want to keep and put them in my singles? Or do I just declutter the palette as a whole and list it on my Mercari? That will be the decision there. Because looking at it, though I think these shimmers are pretty, they're not that bright and shiny. The only one that's bright and shiny is Europa. And to be honest, let's just do a little quick swatch comparison. Because to me, it looks like Colourpop Ice Cream. Pretty much the same shade. So I don't need to keep Europa because it's the same as Ice Cream. The only other one I really like would be this shade Retrograde, but again, it's not sparkly enough for me to need to keep it. So then I swatched out those 3 shades that I haven't used. I have better browns, I have better yellows, and I have a better shimmer. So I actually, right here on the fly, I'm not going to use those 3 yellow shades. I am just going to go ahead and declutter this palette. So there is that. It's just not something I need, and that really upsets me, so I probably won't get any lethal palettes in the future because this was very expensive, but it is what it is. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and roll in our next palette, which, let's see, how many do we have? We have 82 unused palettes. To be fair, I want a giveaway, and I got a lot of palettes, which that video still needs to go up of me showing you guys. So let's see, what are we gonna get? Bless you. Violet Voss, Violet Sunset. Okay, that one will be easy. Let me grab it. So, this is what the packaging looks like. I really like Violet Voss formula, and this is the palette. So honestly, I'll probably only do one look with this, but let's swatch it out. So we have Vanilla, Peach, Desert Sand. Okay. Blazemere, I swear to all that is holy. Taking another poop. Okay, then we have Champagne, Amber Sky, and Lilac. Ooh, that's a nice purple. All right, them 2 browns are not that much different. The shades in here are honestly not that different, and that's a little annoying. We have Violet Sunset, and Blush. Ooh, that's a pretty trio. I will say I feel like the shimmers are a little thicker. Ooh, that's pretty. I got this. I either got this one from DW or I bought this one on Mercari. I don't remember. And then we have Dusk, the deep dark brown. It swatched really nice. The only really thick shimmer was the shade Peach. I had to actually like rub that one. But everything else was pretty good. The only thing I'm a little annoyed about is like these two browns just seem a little unnecessary. But everything else is really pretty, to be honest. Like I said, I'll probably only do one look with this palette. I might do two. We'll see. I'm working on a lot, but I am excited. I think that's a cute palette. I wish for Violet Sunset we had a little bit more, but it's fine. So that's going to do it for my pile of shame update for February. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope that you agree with my decisions. Hello, my son with no brain cell. And I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.